Sec Productions proudly presents the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Swung on, foul ball toward left field, back. Out of here, home run, over the left field wall. He got every bit of that one.
Now live from the birthplace of Southern gospel music and the land of Crockett, with Stanley Wilson, here's J.P. Plant.
Welcome back to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, and the Babe Ruth World Series as semifinal number 2 tonight between Sarasota, Florida, and Tri-Valley, California. A little later start than initially scheduled, some 90-plus minutes to be exact, later than regular, as we had a 30-minute lightning delay followed by the warm-up, so we were out for about 43 minutes by the time we got back going. And then the game, by the way, went to 11 innings, with the host Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, defeating Janesville, Wisconsin 4-3 in a classic. And Lawrenceburg moves to the championship game against the winner of this one tonight. J.P. Plant alongside Brad Nielsen. And Brad, tough act to follow, but looking at the brackets when they came out 2 days ago, this matchup, which is a rematch from pool play, is one that I think intrigued a lot of us that have been following this tournament.
Absolutely. You had 10 good teams in. You start sorting through them as pool play progresses. These are two that you thought would show up in the semifinals. This is going to be a matter of which side. And fortunately, it's going to be head-to-head. Should be a great showdown between these two teams. Hopefully less than 11 innings for our sake. But the game before was a lot of fun to watch. So I believe there's a 6-inning stretch from the 4th through the 10th that Orange County went hitless, yet they plated a run in the bottom of the 11th to go ahead and win 4-3, advancing to the championship game, which as of right now is scheduled for 5 o'clock tomorrow. They're talking about that a little to see if they end up adjusting the time, we'll let you know.
Yeah, there's some talk about possibly moving it. A couple of different reasons. One, this game will finish obviously late, could be close to midnight local time, and the host team, Lawrenceburg, is in the game, 5 o'clock, an early start. Might want to push it back, depending on the weather, to maybe try to get more people off work so they can make it out to the ballpark tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll certainly know probably by the end of this game, as we are going to have our Babe Ruth Code. We'll hear public address announcer Bill Phillips.
The Babe Ruth Code. Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop a spirit of cooperation and team play. And develop into real, true citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, the Babe Ruth Code, wouldn't it be wonderful if we could all live by that all across the world? This time we ask you to please remain standing as we honor America by the playing of our national anthem.
Let's play ball indeed. Sarasota, Florida, and Tri-Valley, California. Semifinal number 2, with the winner advancing to take on the host team from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Here with tonight's starting lineups, Brad Nielsen.
For the visitor on the scoreboard, Sarasota. Leading off will be Daryl Torres, the center fielder. Dylan Robertson pitching tonight, hitting second. Tyler Russin in right field. Jason Scott, the cleanup hitter at second base. Nick Henry at short. Cade Nelson will be the extra player batting sixth. Owen Ayers catching. Evan Gibbs in the left field. Alec Boot-Hanford, the winning pitcher from last night, playing first base. And Mason Payne rounding out the 10 spot at third base for Sarasota. Facing them tonight for Tri-Valley, Corey Steinhauer will be on the mound, the righty, as the four-man umpiring crew separates to get to their positions. Steinhauer will warm up for a moment. We'll take a short break and come right back with the first pitch. This is X Sports TV's coverage of the Babe Ruth World Series from Lawrenceburg.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back into Denver Trapp Field in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Semifinal number 2 as we just passed 9:35 local time. Had an 11-inning game to lead it off on the semifinal night. Lawrence County, the host, winning 4-3 to move on to tomorrow night's championship.
What a game and a tough act to follow. But these two teams, very, very talented. No stranger to big-time baseball. Tri-Valley, the defending World Series champs, is 14's this team. Sarasota was also there. So both teams, no stranger to the big stage.
And the first pitch from Steinhauer in there for a called strike. Daryl Torres, the center fielder, number 8, leading it off for Tri-Valley. Steinhauer working from the windup. Torres tried to check his swing. Home plate umpire said as he went. Quickly 0-2. Really a pleasant night in Lawrenceburg as we had a little bit of lightning early. Caused a mandatory 30-minute delay in the first game. Ball outside. The safety of the players and fans being utmost in the tournament director's eyes. We took that break, came back and saw a fantastic game, and that's going to be a breaking ball over the inside part for a called third strike. Steinhauer's faced one, retired one. Dylan Robertson, the opposing pitcher tonight for Sarasota, steps in, number 24. Defense for Tri-Valley straight away. First pitch to Robertson misses outside. And a bunt to the right side, fielded by the pitcher. Steinhauer in time to first. Nice job by the pitcher coming off quickly, fielding his position. And with 2 away, that will bring Tyler Russin, the right fielder, to the plate for Tri-Valley. Excuse me, for Sarasota. Russin, the lefty, steps in. Off-speed pitch misses outside. The only pitcher that I know of ineligible for tonight is Boot Hanford, as he threw last night. And that's a shot to the left side, quickly sinking, and Russin will be aboard with a single. Nice job by the lefty going opposite field for a base hit. 2 outs, runner at first. Jason Scott, the second baseman, number 20, steps up for Sarasota. Russin will be held on by Anderson at first. First pitch down in the zone. Nice play by Ayers, the catch. Sudgen, the catcher for Tri-Valley. I apologize. I had mentioned Steinhauer's the pitcher of record for Tri-Valley. It's actually Shane Cancilla, number 15. I apologize for that. Two and 0 the count. Russin at first, Scott at bat.
Steinhauer has that number 1 on his jersey. In the lineup,
My lineup card, I was looking at the numbers instead of the positions. I apologize. That's what an 11-inning wait will do for you. 3-0 the count. Called strike. Not much of a lead by Russin at first. Cancilla comes set. Strike 2. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the first. Russin with a single to left field. Stands at first base looking to advance. Chopper down the third base line. Foul ball.
That was close. That probably would have scored Russin, or at least had a good chance.
Gallagher was giving chase down the left field line. And we'll do it again, the payoff pitch. Cancilla gives a look to first. Snap throw. Not in time. Josh Anderson, the first baseman for Tri-Valley, holds him on. And that's going to be ball 4 just outside. And with 2 outs, Sarasota has a runner in scoring position after a single by Russin and a walk by Scott. That will bring Nick Henry, the shortstop, to the plate.
Well, it may take a couple of innings for both players and coaches to kind of get their feet under them a little bit. You know, a lot of excitement. Of course, they had to sit around and wait. Both teams were able to warm up on Tom Cruise Field, so they were able to stay loose, but still, all that drama, and then you got to come warm up. It's been a long evening for these guys because I'm sure a lot of them showed up, you know, probably 6:30-ish, somewhere in that time frame. So they've been sitting around for about 3 hours.
Off-speed pitch for a strike. Absolutely. It was a scheduled 8 o'clock start time. Knowing if they win tonight, they play the winner of the early game. You wanted to get in and scout them a little bit as well. You've seen them in pool play, which is good opportunity to see them, but not quite the same as in bracket play. Swing and a miss. Henry falls behind 0-2. Cancilla looks in for the signal. Comes set, Sugden moves to the outside part of the plate. Fouled away. Kinsella had hit the location of his catcher, Sugden. Nice job by Henry fighting off the fastball over the outside part of the plate. 0-2 the count, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Top of the first. Kinsella steps off. And a bit of cat and mouse between the pitcher, Kinsella, and Henry as they take turns stepping out. Oh, 0-2 pitch. Misses down. Henry showed a lot of plate discipline on that, as from our vantage point, it looked pretty good. Russin not getting a very big lead at second yet. Kinsella comes set, gives a look. And breaking ball in the dirt. Nice play by Sugden, keeping it in front. 2-2. Henry evens the count. First baseman Anderson playing well behind the runner Scott. He checked the swing. They get an appeal down to first base. No swing, says the first base umpire. Full count, 2 outs. 2 quickly retired to start the game, and after that, 2 reach for Sarasota. And Henry has battled back to full count. Inside move to second with no coverage. Trying to catch the runner leaving early, as with two outs, everybody will be moving. Pop up, shallow center field. And the shortstop, Steinhauer, makes it interesting as he falls to the side to make the catch. But with that, we've played 1. No runs on 1 hit for Sarasota. We head to the bottom of the first. This is X Sports TV's coverage of the Babe Ruth World Series from Orangeburg. We'll be back after a short break.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
The announcer's wardrobe has been provided by HD Inc. for all your screen printing and embroidery needs. Give owner Phil Hooper a call at 931-201-2961 or email him at hdinc2010@gmail.com. HD Inc., the official apparel provider of the X Sports Radio Network. After a sluggish top half of the first, we head to the bottom half of the inning, and Tri-Valley, California comes to play for the first time tonight.
And for Tri-Valley, it will be Trevor Jackson leading off. Sarasota completes their warm-up tosses, throws it down to second. And with that, we're just about underway. Jackson, the third baseman for Tri-Valley, hitting from the left side of the plate. Dylan Robertson on the mound for Sarasota. From the windup, the first pitch. Upstairs, ball 1. Strike over the outside part of the plate. Upstairs, 2-1. For Tri-Valley, it will be Trevor Jackson, followed by Joey Battaglia, Jaden Shepard, Corey Steinhauer, Luke Pafalvi, Shane Cancilla, Matt Sugden, Josh Anderson, and Patrick Gallagher in the batting lineup. Robertson evens the count at 2-2. And that goes to the right-handed batter's box, well outside. Runs the count full.
These two teams played Monday, the final pool play, the day of pool play, with California winning 5-3.
Sharp ground ball down the right side. Fielded by the first baseman. The toss to Robertson and one away. Nice play by Boot Hanford. Backhands the ball. Makes an accurate toss to Robertson, streaking to the bag.
And if I remember correctly, Brad, I think you and I both were over here on that game, but we were keeping a close watch on that one. Florida led most of that game, and I think California came back in the last 2-3 innings to get the win.
Absolutely. That was a close game and closely watched by several teams, as we actually had New Jersey during that game. California had, I believe, 8-run advantage at that point over both Sarasota and West Windsor, Plainsboro, New Jersey, where Sarasota would have had to win big in that game for it to matter. And that's a shot to the right side. Right fielder actually gave a look to first base thinking about throwing it. Probably would have been ill-advised as Battaglia runs well.
Well, that was a rocket. What a beautiful swing, Joey Battaglia from the left side.
His dad is one of the coaches for the Tri-Valley team, and that brings Jaden Shepard to the plate. Shepard in right field today. We've seen him at pitching. We've seen him pitch. We've seen him at first base. We've seen him in right field. I'm trying to think of any other positions I've seen him in this week. And pitch in there for a strike. 1-1. One hit apiece. Bottom of the first inning, one away. Joey Battaglia at first gets a nice lead. Grounder back up the middle. Knocked down by the shortstop. Unable to get the toss to second in time, but nice play by Henry to keep it in the infield. Shepard hit it just a little bit toward the hands, but he is aboard with a single.
That was right back up the middle, about as pinpoint as you can be, through a straight line right from the home plate to second base.
And Corey Steinhauer steps in, fouls it back. Shortstop today. Shepard at first with a big lead as no one's holding him. Battaglia at second. Throws behind Shepard at first. He's back just before the throw. Something you don't see very often when a lefty's at the plate is a snap throw to first. And it's lifted right side, fielded by the second baseman. Throws to second. What a nice double play by Jason Scott. Heads up by Henry, moving toward second base on contact. And with that, they are out of the inning. Sarasota gets out of the inning with 2 runners left on base. We've played 1. This is the Babe Ruth World Series on X Sports TV. We'll be back after a short break to Lawrenceburg.
Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back into Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, and semifinal number 2 in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Sarasota, Florida, and Tri-Valley, California. We head to the top of the second inning. Really nice defensive work by Sarasota to get out of a bit of a jam. California, 2 runners aboard with 1 out. Line drive hit at the second baseman. Fields it, makes a snap throw to second for the double play. That will bring Cade Nelson to the plate to lead it off for Sarasota. Swing and a miss. Nelson, the extra player today for Sarasota. Pitch misses down. Ancilla, 23 pitches, 13 strikes, 10 balls. 11 balls, 24. Breaking ball misses just inside. Ancilla working from the windup. Called strike at the knees, evens the count. Breaking ball fouled out of play by Nelson. Both of these fan bases for Sarasota and Tri-Valley have been great throughout the week. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. They're a bit sluggish right now.
Yeah, again, that long wait I think has something to do with that. There's so much energy in this park in that extra inning game that went to 11, and it's all been kind of deflated.
Absolutely. As in Lawrenceburg, it is a school night, so a lot of folks had to get home after the Lawrence County game with small children. And Owen Ayers, the catcher, is at the plate. Going to have a quick visit from the Tri-Valley coach.
I don't know if you saw, Brad, but Ayers, he was basically straddling the line next to home plate in the batter's box, and it was basically standing on top of the plate. Didn't really mean to, and umpire said, "Hey, yeah, I think you're on the line." He said, "Oh, really? Am I?" And he stepped back. So he's a catcher, not afraid of getting hit, obviously.
Not at all. 1-0 the count to Ayers. One away, top of the second. Wind up by Kinsella. Pitch misses down. 2-0. A spot in tomorrow night's World Series championship game on the line. Chop foul down the third baseline. Thought Coach Hardy was going to make a play on that. Pitch misses down. 3-1. Pitch to Ayers. Sharply hit the third baseman. Slight bobble by Jackson. Throw across in time. Nice job by Jackson staying down. Looked like it might take a bit of a goofy hop on him. Kept it off of his chest. 2 away. And that will bring Evan Gibbs to the plate. Gibbs in left field tonight for Sarasota. Pitch misses outside. Gibbs played a little first base last night as Boot Hanford was the pitcher. And fastball over the outside part of the plate, 1-1. JP, what do you tell your guys trying to get them fired up?
It's tough at this late hour. As I said, sitting around all that time. And of course, you know, Florida, while they've been here a week, I mean, the time change shouldn't be an issue. You know, it's late for their family and friends watching back in Florida, Eastern time zone. Prime time for our friends watching out in California.
Swing and a miss by Gibbs. And no runs on no hits in the top of the second for Sarasota. We've played 1.5. This is the Babe Ruth World Series on X Sports TV. We'll be back to Lawrenceburg in just a moment.
Gerald Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Gerald Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back into Lawrenceburg. Game 2 on Denver Trapp Field. And a quick reminder about the job that the grounds crew has done here. You heard this during the opening meetings with the coaches and players. There are no second fields in this tournament. Between every game, and some folks might ask what I'm talking about in that, between every game, the field was completely reworked. Everything, new chalk lines, tamp the batter's boxes, tamp the mound, drag the infield. It's just like a first game for every team that steps on this diamond. Great job by the grounds crew in Lawrenceburg.
Yeah, they've done both fields that way all week long.
First pitch, a strike.
Drug the infield. They've done it all.
To Pafalvi. And these young men have earned that.
Absolutely.
They should not be playing on a field that's been chewed up throughout the day. And a chopper unable to make the play as the third baseman Payne. Ball took 2 big hops and died.
Yeah, at this time of the night, the humidity is starting to settle back in. We had wind in that first game as some of the moisture and the rain all around us came blowing through with the wind. It's completely died down, and it's awfully sticky tonight. So there's a lot of moisture, I think, on that turf.
Cancilla squares around the bunt, puts it down in front of the plate, throw to second, goes into center field. And on the throwing mishap, runners at first and third, no outs. That will be a error charged on Robertson. I take that back, on Ayers, the catcher. Ayers fielded that.
Tell you, Luke Pafalvi popped right up at second as he slid in there head first and did again at third.
Great speed on the bases in Pafalvi. And with that, Sugden, the catcher, steps to the plate. Go ahead run 90 feet away. Pitch inside almost gets him on the leg. Three hits for California. Pitch down, corralled by Ayers. 2-0 the count. You don't want to make more of a situation than what it really is, but with first and third, no outs, big hitter at the plate, and Sugden, California has a chance to do some damage early. Pitch misses up and in, 3-0.
Well, Josh Anderson's on deck and has got a big stick.
California looking to jump out to the early lead. Some encouragement by the shortstop. Henry comes in to talk to Robertson. 3-0 pitch. And it's high for ball 4. Quickly, the base is loaded for Tri-Valley. No outs, bottom of the second. The lefty first baseman Anderson steps in. Strike. With no outs, middle infield playing deep. Corner infield in front of the runners. Misses just outside, 1-1.
Yeah, just in the second inning, Florida willing to concede a run for a double play.
And going from the windup. Strike called. 1-2 on Anderson. Patrick Gallagher stands on deck for Tri-Valley. A shot right back at the pitcher.
Oh, my goodness.
What a play by Robertson.
Oh, wow.
For those of you watching at home, I don't know how clearly the ball showed up on that one, but that was a bullet back up the middle. Fantastic defensive effort by Robertson. That's one of those that you can't teach it. That's just quick hands. And fortunately, it was to his glove side and not
Absolutely.
his forehead. 'Cause I don't know that he would have gotten the hand all the way across to protect himself. Pitch scoots away from Ayers. And that's going to plate the first run. Pafalvi scores on the pass ball. So now with one away, Tri-Valley has one across, runners at second and third. The left fielder, Patrick Gallagher, at the plate. That's one that I think everyone from Sarasota is a little surprised to see get past Ayers. He had a fantastic ball game last night behind the plate.
Yeah, he's been one of the better catchers here at the World Series. And Brad, the infield in now for Florida.
Swing and a miss. Evens it at 1-1. With the double play not intact, middle infield comes in trying to cut the runner down at home. Shane Cancilla at third. Sugden at second. Visit to the mound by Ayers. And going from the windup. Slapped at third baseman. Line drive is caught.
Oh, man.
Mason Payne, nice job staying down in that ball. As it never really got elevated. Almost was going to be played as a short hop, but able to stab it. 2 away.
Almost looked like it might have been knuckling just a bit. Didn't have a whole lot of spin on that one.
And that brings Trevor Jackson to the plate. 0 for 1 on the day with the ground out. Hit it pretty sharply, though.
Well, if you're Sarasota and can get out of this with only 1 run scored, what a momentum lifter for you.
That would be a huge win for the Sarasota club. Ground ball at the shortstop. Fielded. Throw to first. In time. California had the bases loaded with no outs. They score 1. Through 2 innings, California leads 1-0. We head to the top of the third in Lawrenceburg. This is the Babe Ruth World Series on X Sports TV.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Daryl Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
After some fireworks in the bottom of the second, California leads by 1. California got the bases loaded with no outs. 2 nice defensive plays by Sarasota, one by Robertson on a missile back up the middle. Really just a defensive play. And then the third baseman made a nice play as well, Mason Payne. We head to the top of the third. Alec Boot-Hanford will lead it off for Sarasota. And for those of you watching, you can chat messages at us. We'll try to respond to those as best we can.
So your buddy Bandy Chris on there, Don and Rooney 613.
Absolutely. And
Jill Batalega.
Don had a question down here. 45 is limited if they want to pitch tomorrow, I believe, for pitch counts.
That's correct.
That is correct. If they hit 46, they would be unavailable tomorrow in the championship. Breaking ball in for a strike. And we'll try to keep you updated on the pitch counts as well. Cancilla with 38 thus far. Strike 2. Nice location on that pitch. Cancilla lines up. Floats a breaking ball into the left-handed batting box.
A little three-quarter sidearm there, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what that one was. It just kind of floated across there, but 1-2 the count.
And that one more over the top, so changes his delivery.
Boot-Hanford's a pretty big guy. You want to be careful if you go three-quarters. If you hang one out over the middle of the plate, he could punish it.
Yes.
Boot-Hanford chokes up with 2 strikes. And he's going to wear that one. The leadoff man aboard. And if you're going to get hit by a pitch, that is the textbook way of doing it. A breaking ball that hits you in the rear end.
There you go. Where you got the most padding.
Absolutely. So Sarasota looking to even it up as Boot-Hanford reaches after being hit by the pitch. Nice job by Alec. Battling back, was quickly behind 0-2 and earns his way aboard. Mason Payne, the third baseman, steps in. Chopper down the third base line, fielded. Home plate umpire says foul ball off of Payne's foot.
Yeah, Payne flexing that left foot, showing that it did probably roll off that foot.
Seen a couple of those the last 2 days. One last night, I don't remember who the hitter was, but they caught the inside of their left shin, and it put them down for a minute. Pitch outside. Three hits for California, 1 for Florida. Rip foul. Coach Hardy gets out of the way. I believe that's Coach Hardy anyway.
Actually, I think that's Million. That's Rob.
Is that Rob? Okay,
That's Rob.
I apologize. That is Rob Million.
The second time to Lawrenceburg in the World Series. He was with the 15s 2 years ago.
Quite the track record the Sarasota club has. And he checks his swing. They ask for help at first. No swing, says the first base umpire. 2-2 on Payne. Boot-Hanford at first. Kinsella comes set. And that's going to be a called third strike. Nice pitch by Kinsella.
Well, he's been painting that outside edge. As Kinsella. So 1 out in the inning. Boot Hanford at first. And Dara Torres steps to the plate, struck out his first time. A little sidearm action over for a strike, 0-1 the count. One out in the inning, 1-0. California leading Florida. In the top half of inning 3. Pitches outside. Nice slide there by Sugden. The air is absolutely still tonight. Awfully thick. The humidity has returned. Pitch is outside. 2-1. We had a ton of breeze, ton of wind in that first game earlier today in that marathon, 11 inning win by the hosts from Lawrenceburg.
Pitch misses down. Torres 0 for 1. 1 away in the inning. Boot Hanford gets his lead. Torres waits for the call and ball 4. And we're going to have another visit by the Tri-Valley coaching staff. I feel like we've had an unusual number of visits early in the game for 1-0.
It does feel that way. Of course, you know, being here for as long as we have, it everything is going to feel like it's drug out a little longer. But it is a lot of fun, and this game means a lot.
Absolutely. Everyone wants to be giving their best effort. Players obviously will be. Umpiring crew has done a nice job. They have worked hard this week.
Absolutely.
As we played, 4 on each field Saturday? Is that right?
Yep, 8 games Saturday. This is game 24 of the tournament. There's 1 to go.
Pitch to Robertson outside. 1-0. 1 out. Boot Hanford at second. Torres at first. Kinsella comes set. Lifted down the left field line. Turning foul. That was pretty well hit. Robertson, the opposing pitcher, looking to tie it up with a base hit.
Kinsella now north of 50 pitches. So he will be unavailable tomorrow if they could make it.
Fouled up. Third base side. Gonna be close. And a beautiful play by the third baseman, Trevor Jackson. There's a lot, we've talked about it during the broadcast before, there's a lot of foul territory on Denver Trap Field, and it played to the advantage of Jackson that time.
Yeah, so much so our wide angle lens can't even get it all. We can get foul pole to foul pole, but.
And Russin steps in 1 for 1 with a single. 2 away. Just a bit inside. Sugden asked the home plate umpire where that one missed, trying to help his pitcher a little bit. There's a big gap in right center field. Pitch inside. Both Shepard and Batalega run well, but that's a lot of real estate to cover out there, as Batalega is shaded just slightly to the left side of 375 from your camera angle. Russin ahead 2-0. Lefty looking for the pitch he can drive. Checks his swing. Inside 3-0. Jason Scott on deck. Russin playing a little game there, squatting down low. That one was on a tee. 3-1 the count.
Haven't seen that one in a while.
It's kind of one of those in Little League. You stick the bat out there like a bunt and start waving it around. As Russin was ready to toss the bat toward the third base dugout and head to first. Called strike. And Cancilla has battled back to to get to 3-2. Full count, 2 outs. Runners will be in motion. Ground ball down the right side. Fielded by the first baseman. Steps on the bag is Anderson, and 3 away. They had 2 runners aboard early. Unable to play to run as Sarasota will play 2.5 innings. We'll be back to Lawrenceburg. This is the Babe Ruth World Series on X Sports TV.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back into Denver Trapp Field in Lawrenceburg. Game number 2 of the night. One semifinal saw Lawrence County advance to the championship game with a win over Janesville, Wisconsin. 11-inning affair, but they have punched their ticket. Sarasota and California battling for the 2nd spot in that game tomorrow night.
And we just found out that Tyler Russin, number 19 for Sarasota, it's his birthday today. We had a birthday for one of the players for Bismarck last night.
Yep.
And the whole crowd sang happy birthday to him. Maybe we'll make that happen tonight.
Really a neat atmosphere here in Lawrenceburg. Yep. 2nd time to host this event in 3 years. 4th time overall.
Although I don't know if our master of ceremonies, my father, is
he has
still
left
here.
the building.
I think it's past his bedtime.
I believe his microphone was actually next door.
Yep.
Batalega leading it off for Tri-Valley, 2-0. Robertson. The pitch is fouled out of play. 33 pitches for Robertson. And Cancilla, I believe, was running up towards 60.
Close to 60, yep.
We'll update the viewers on the pitch counts periodically. A shot to the right side. That's going to be a hit. Racing across is the right fielder, Russin. Birthday boy cuts that one off. Gets it in to hold Batalega to a single. Nice defensive work. Nice piece of hitting. Right fielder Jaden Shepard coming to the plate. 1 for 1 on the day. Hit a little ground ball right through the center of the infield. Shortstop was able to come over and knock it down, but unable to make a play. Robertson comes set. Swinging. Ground ball. just off the outstretched glove of the shortstop, and Badalega never checked up. He's going to come in head first to third. Great recognition by Badalega. The ball hit the shortstop's glove, went out into shallow left field. Neither player, the left fielder or shortstop, able to get to it in time to keep Badalega at second. No outs, 2 on.
Well, Henry, the 2 times for Shepard, the first time he had to range to his left at the maximum capacity to get behind second base and slid to try to get that. He actually stopped that one. This time has to range to his right in the 5-6 hole, and it goes just underneath his glove. So
2 C&I singles for Shepard.
Like he's toying with the second base or the shortstop, Henry.
Corey Steinhauer to the plate. The shortstop. Pitch down and inside, ball 1.
But he had great base running by Badalega. Twice now he's been able to go first to third.
They are holding Shepard at first. Ball 2. Robertson on that pitch had kind of a slow leg kick. Went high, but slowly. Shepard runs well at first. Foul ball. If Shepard could time the high leg kick by Robertson, he would have a good shot at getting to second. 2-1 the count. And going to be action in the bullpen for Sarasota. Looks like number 1, the extra player, Cade Nelson. Nice pitch in there. Breaking ball. 2-2. See a couple of the parents carrying around some bat bags. Helping them out after the 11-inning affair that we witnessed before this one. Hit hard down the right side in the air. Going into foul territory as Russin makes a catch. Both runners will tag and advance. Heads up play by both runners. Nice job by Russin tracking that ball down as he covered probably 50 yards getting over just outside the boundary to get to the catch.
Russin is fast out in right field. And as Brad mentioned, just covers a ton of ground.
He seems to read the ball well off the bat and gets a good jump. There's not any hesitation. As soon as it's headed his direction, he is already moving.
Full sprint.
So 2-0 the score in the bottom of the third. Shepard stands at second base. Luke Pafalvi, the second baseman, at bat for Tri-Valley. 1 for 1 on the day. 5 hits. 2 runs for California, 1 hit, no runs for Sarasota. Swing and a miss. Fastball just below the letters. Falvey took a massive cut, unable to connect. Not a bad place to take a big cut. This is outside as a pitch from Robertson. Third baseman playing fairly deep for Sarasota. Might see some small ball. Pitch misses just down. 3-1. Foul tip into the catcher's mitt. Full count, 1 out. Shepard at second. Pafalvi at the plate. Pitcher spins, throws second off the glove. Thought Shepard was going to take off. He got up quickly.
He wanted to.
Scott unable to complete the catch, trying to swipe the tag at the same time. Shepard really getting aggressive with the lead at second. Fly ball down the left field line, foul. Coming over and making the play, Brandon Yonker. Shepard tags up and gets to third pretty easily as Yonker got into the bullpen, made the play. Fantastic effort by the left fielder.
Yeah, both outs this inning have been long runs by the right and left fielder, and runners have tagged up because of it, but two great plays.
And I don't know that that one wasn't a longer run, actually. As you see where Yonker is set now, that ball was caught directly in between home plate and the mound of the bullpen. Impressive speed by the corner outfielders for Sarasota. Shepard at third after some aggressive base running, tagging up on a fly ball to the left, which is not something you see very often, advancing to third. Shane Cansillo at the plate.
Yeah, that was a fly ball to Tom Cruise Field is what that was.
Absolutely.
Which is next door, of course.
Robertson working from the windup. Misses inside, and Cancilla is aboard with a walk. And we're going to have a visit from the Sarasota manager. We'll take a brief break. This is X Sports TV's coverage of the Babe Ruth World Series.
Main Street Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back into Lawrenceburg as the Sarasota manager came out for a visit with his pitcher, Robertson. 2 outs, bottom of the third inning. California leads 2-0. Runners at the corners in the form of Cancilla at first and Jaden Shepard in left. I'm sorry, at third, playing right field. First pitch to Sugden. In for a strike. Pitch fouled off. Robertson really paused in between coming set and delivering the pitch. Trying to make it difficult on the runner at first to get a jump. Ayers, the catcher, comes out, makes the call. 0-2 the count. Runner goes. Robertson steps off. Runs at the runner. Chases him back to first, and now he's in a rundown, going home. And they say I want to make sure before I tell you this, the home plate umpire was giving a safe signal.
No run.
Which I think he intended to give a no run, but
meaning the tag happened.
In baseball, that's usually safe.
He didn't get his arms high enough.
He was going flat instead of up, but with that, they're out of a jam. 2-0 through 3. We'll head to the top of the fourth inning After a short break, this is X Sports TV's coverage of the Babe Ruth World Series.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Daryl Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back into Lawrenceburg. We've played 3. Tri-Valley leads 2-0. Which I don't want to give false information, but it appears one of the coaches for Sarasota has just been tossed as he was headed over to first base. And
yeah, the first base coach, Dave
pretty
Million.
Intense discussion there.
Yeah, he started the conversation with the home plate umpire, and it continued for a while. And then the third base umpire, who I think may be the crew chief, came in and broke it up. And as Coach Million continued on towards first, continued talking, and finally umpire had enough and tossed him. So Steve Hardy will now move over. I believe that's Steve Hardy. Yep, we'll move over to first base coach for Sarasota, Florida.
All right, so through 3 innings. Sarasota, no runs on 1 hit, 1 error. California, 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. Jason Scott, the second baseman, to lead it off. First pitch in for a strike. And that is the 62nd pitch from Cancilla. 95 is the only number that comes into play now, as once he passes 45, he's unavailable for the championship tomorrow. 95 is the pitch limit for Babe Ruth at this age. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss.
And I think that toss, that's the only second time in this World Series that something of that nature. There was a game you were on the call, I think, earlier.
Absolutely. During the North Dakota-Mississippi game, we had a bit of an unfortunate situation. A few folks disagreed with some calls, and they were asked to watch it from outside the fences. 2-2 the count. Chop foul. Scott stays alive. I will say this, though. I don't want to mislead anyone. Those were 2 isolated incidents. And what game were we in, did you say?
24.
24.
Mm-hmm.
24 games, 2 minor incidents.
Yep.
We've really been blessed with some good guys, both players and coaches. And I have to brag on the fans.
Absolutely.
Fans have been really good for the level of intensity that's been brought to the field by the players. So it's been a very enjoyable series. As we had a strikeout for the first out of the inning. Henry, the shortstop, up. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, and the umpires have handled things awfully well.
I've not seen anyone have a short leash, which that's all you can ask for, is give a little bit of leeway, and if cooler heads don't prevail, then they have a job to do too. He went fastball, then he went breaking ball. 2 swings, 2 misses. Henry looking to get aboard for Sarasota in the top of the 4th.
And we do have action in the California bullpen. A lefty.
High chopper to the second baseman. Fielded by Pafalbi. Throws in time. 2 up, 2 down. Cade Nelson, the extra hitter, coming to the plate for Sarasota. Efficient inning thus far for Cancilla. 70 pitches is his count now. Breaking ball. Turns the batter's left shoulder in. Comes back. Called strike. Ground ball to third baseman. Fielded cleanly. Throw across. In time. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the fourth. California leads 2-0. Exports TV's coverage of the Babe Ruth World Series from Lawrenceburg will be back after a short break.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects, maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X-Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back into Lawrenceburg. It is approaching 15 minutes till 11 local time. Our friends in California watching, still prime time. Sarasota, not so much. As almost 15 minutes till midnight for the folks in Sarasota watching this game. Both teams have played pretty well thus far. 1 error for Florida, none for California. And Robertson set to throw the first pitch. He's at 52 currently. Matt Sugden, the catcher, will come back to the plate as the runner caught in the rundown between first and second was the final out. First pitch, grounder back to the pitcher Robertson. He runs over, tosses it to the first baseman for an out.
Now we got Shepard also warming up in the bullpen for California.
Josh Anderson, the first baseman, steps in 0 for 1.
And that was Evan Chevalier that was warming up, the lefty for California, as he is now in the dugout.
For those of you that did not get to watch the first game, 2 pitchers went for Lawrence County in their win. So tomorrow night will be probably a combination of several guys for the host team.
Yeah, Logan Parrott started and I think went close to 70 or so. And then Blake Tidwell came in, pitched 5 2/3 of hitless baseball. Pick up the win.
1-2 the count on Anderson. Popped up, left side of the infield. Boot Hanford makes the play just in foul territory. Quickly 2 away. Sarasota needs to close this inning out, get back in, and try to get the bats going.
Yeah, Consilla's only given up 1 hit so far tonight.
Patrick Gallagher, the left fielder, to the plate. Attempts to bunt his way on base. Ball goes foul. The pitch count is great for protecting young arms. It is a manager's nightmare when you get to elimination play. Ball hit to the left field side, and racing in is Yonker to make the 3rd out. 3 up, 3 down. We've played 4. California leads 2-0. We'll be back to Lawrenceburg after a brief break on X-Sports TV.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects, maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Daryl Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Interested in purchasing photos from the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series? Visit MacBrownPhoto.com or send them an email requesting your player or team to info@MacBrownPhoto.com. Mac Brown Photographers, the official studio of X Sports Nation and of the 2017 15-year-old Babe Ruth World Series. Mac Brown Photographers, creating tomorrow's memories. We welcome you back to the Parks Lumber Perch at Denver Trap Field, as we've got a tight one, our second semifinal of the evening. Sarasota, Florida coming to the plate as they trail 2-0 to Tri-Valley, California. JP playing alongside Brad Nielsen with you as we are approaching, getting close to the 11 o'clock hour, local time, Central Time. And Kinsella, just one hit allowed through his 4 now plus innings of work. Those a strike to the hitter for Sarasota. There's a strike on the outside edge as Owen Ayers 0 for 1 tonight, the ground out, and faces an 0-2 count. Kinsella delivers. There's a little sidearm with that one.
For those of you watching at home, make sure you tell your friends that are at the ballpark exactly what size shirt you need to go visit the merchandise tent. They have some great looking Babe Ruth World Series shirts.
Absolutely.
All types of souvenirs.
1-2. Popped up to the right side, drifting foul. Can anybody get there? Anderson running, but unable to catch up in the bullpen.
Nice effort by the first baseman giving chase.
So the count remains 1-2 to the catcher for Sarasota. Kinsella now at 76 pitches. Outside. At this pace, he probably will not get through 7 before he reaches 95. We've seen 2 California pitchers warm up in the bullpen. That one's lifted into shallow right field. Charging as Shepard calls off Pafavi and makes the grab for the first out of the inning.
Nice
Here in the, in the top of the 5th.
Nice play by Shepard racing in. I apologize.
It's good communication out there, Brad, and that's key. We've seen a lot of good communication. We've seen some teams that have not been able to communicate as well as others. It can make a difference. But both of these teams are very fundamentally sound. California leads at 2-0 over Sarasota. Kinsella with 1 out, nobody on. Sidewinder falls in there for a strike to the hitter Evan Gibbs, who struck out his first time, 0 for 1 tonight. That one paints the outside edge, 0-2. And the key to success for Kinsella tonight, Brad, I think a large part is that getting ahead of the hitters.
Absolutely. He's located both pitches in the strike zone a lot tonight. And frankly, he's thrown purpose pitches out of the zone, too, that have kept the hitters off balance.
Pops that one into shallow left field, drifting foul, converging and making the play from shortstop Steinhauer. Amid 3 California players, makes the grab. And I tell you, we've had some nice plays in foul territory in this game.
We really
Both
have.
teams.
Steinhauer came racing over and looked like there was going to be a collision again. Nice communication. The other players peeled off just enough for Steinhauer to make the grab.
So 2 outs and nobody on. Alec Boot Hanford, a slow chopper. And Kinsella on to first. And another 1-2-3 inning for Shane Kinsella. He's allowed only one hit through 5 innings of work, and his California team leads Florida 2-0. We'll head to the bottom half of the inning when we return to Lawrenceburg in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series live on X Sports TV. Back after this.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Bottom of the 5th we go. California up 2-0 over Sarasota, Florida. A ticket to the World Series championship game on the line. They'll face the host team from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, who won earlier tonight in dramatic fashion. 11 innings over Janesville, Wisconsin. A bases loaded walk in the bottom of the 11th. Sent Lawrenceburg to the championship game. Up first will be Trevor Jackson. Top of the order, lays down a bunt, but just foul, as Ayers was all over that one. Didn't even let it get out of the dirt circle there, Brad.
Fantastic job by the catcher pouncing on that, keeping it foul. So it's going to be a tough play going down the third baseline. Robertson tonight for Tri-Valley through 5 innings, scattered 1 hit, no runs allowed. Incredible performance by the young man. I apologize. I said it again. I apologize. Kinsella. As soon as I said, I looked down and I realized what I'd done. Kinsella with a fantastic performance.
The 1-1 fouled away.
Robertson has given up 2 runs over 4 innings, 5 hits.
Just 1 error in the ball game for either team. The 1-2. Misses low, 2-2.
This is kind of the opposite of what happened in pool play between these two teams, as Sarasota led most of the game.
Yeah, I think they had a great pitching performance similar to Kinsella, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe that's correct.
It was a no-hitter through 3 innings and maybe a 1-hitter through maybe 5. Payoff pitch coming to Jackson. Popped him up, left side of the infield. Going to drift foul, and the catch is made by Boot Hanford. And there's 1 out in the bottom of the 5th.
As you can hear from the fans, 2 hits for Badalega on the day, the center fielder. Both singles, both to right field.
Yeah, swung the bat nicely tonight. He's got a great stride. Takes a strike at the knees, 0-1 the count.
Stays pretty compact on his swing. Generates a lot of speed through the hitting zone as well.
1-1. I got a feeling we're going to hear his name sometime in the future on a much larger stage. The 1-1. Pop foul to play. Count 1-2. Keep waiting to hear about Joseph Fortin from Westchester a couple of years ago. It was just fantastic.
I've mentioned this throughout the tournament on a couple of the broadcasts. He was one of the better hitters I've ever seen at this age group.
1-2. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. And Robertson gets the best of Badalega there.
Nice job by the pitcher from Sarasota. And when we go back to Thornton real quick, the pitching in that tournament was unreal.
Yeah, it was great.
2 years ago, just for the Lawrenceburg team, Ryan Weathers just came back from Petco Park in San Diego pitching an all-star game, or attending one. He didn't get to pitch in that one because of the TSSAA rules, but has been there, pitched at Wrigley this year, and another is either Under Armour or Perfect Game.
Yep.
That staff also had Jacob Laws, that is currently at University of North Alabama.
Yep.
So a lot of good pitching in that tournament, and I believe he hit well over 500 for the tournament.
The 2-0 to Shepard. Takes a strike at the knees, 2-1.
With Shepard at the plate, it's hard to think that Henry is not alert, as he has ranged as far as he can go either way to get the glove on it twice.
Right down Broadway, 2-2. Or shall I say Military Avenue?
The Lawrenceburg reference.
That's right. 2-2 coming to Shepard. Popped him up out of play.
With 2 outs, California looking to add to a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th.
Nobody on base. Just outside. And we're full. Slow chopper fouled away. We'll do it again.
Coaching staff for the host team from Lawrenceburg sitting in front of us at Denver Trap, scouting the 2 teams, one of which they'll play tomorrow night for a World Series championship.
Payoff pitch to Shepard from Robertson. Popped him up. Left side, drifting foul. Boot Hanford over by the fence, can't make the play.
It's hard to think you still have room over there. I mean, he ran 25 yards past third base, and it's hard to think there's anything left. That's an adjustment that's very, very difficult for guys to make. You're so accustomed and instinctive in what you do on a baseball field. When the dimensions change, I'll go back and I'll use Houston's park for the Astros when they put the little rise in center field.
As that ball is lifted into center. Torres there, 3rd out of the inning. So we head to the 6th, still 2-0 California over Florida. A ticket to the World Series championship game on the line. Stay tuned. We'll be back to Lawrenceburg in the Babe Ruth World Series on Exports TV right after this.
All of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Daryl Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network.
To the 6th we go. California up on Florida 2-0. JP Plant, Brad Nielsen with you. The Babe Ruth World Series. And Shane Kinsella has been the man for Tri-Valley. 1 hit allowed through his 5 innings of work. And he's back on the mound, 82 pitches total.
So with 82 pitches, it's hard to think Sarasota does anything other than take a few pitches here, try to push him to the 95 and get someone else in, as they have not had much luck against him yet.
So it'll be Yonker. First hitter here in the top of the 6th. Takes a pitch outside for a ball. On deck is the top of the order, and Daryl Torres. First at bat for Yonker this evening. Pitch outside, 2-0. Sarasota, you may hear in the dugout, starting to pick up the chatter. The 2-0. Strike on the outside edge. They had a lot of energy last night, Brad, did Florida, their dugout.
Haven't had a whole lot to get them up about yet. Made some nice defensive plays, but when chopped foul down the third baseline. When they have been at the plate, there just has not been a whole lot to get excited about through 5. But that can change quickly in Babe Ruth baseball.
Absolutely. The 2-2. Strike 3. Drop down, little sidearm action for Kinsella, and slid that curveball right in there for the first out of the inning.
Kinsella continuing to locate both pitches for strikes. Nice jog by the young man from Tri-Valley.
Back to the top of the order, Torres. Strike out in a walk 0 for 1. Tried to squeeze a bunt and just missed it. Fouled it away, 0-1 the count.
There's a pitch count monitor directly in front of our broadcast position, which Sarasota faithful are checking quite frequently as they are ready to see someone other than Kinsella.
Yes. We're up to 89. This is 89 right there, and it's a beauty as it's a strike, 0-2. Slow chopper, Torres stays alive.
California looking for more insurance. Lead by 2. Bottom of the 5th inning, excuse me. Top of the 6th.
Top of the
Excuse
sixth, there we
I am so confused. JP, I apologize as I looked at the scoreboard completely wrong.
That one scoots through the 5-6 hole on the left side of the infield. Torres with 2 strikes gets a base hit with 1 out. And a little life for Sarasota and their fans.
Runner aboard, tying run at the plate now.
Dylan Robertson, your hitter. 0 for 2, that one hits him.
And just like that, the tying run's aboard. That will bring Tyler Russin to the plate. Also will bring the manager from California out for a visit.
So a reminder coming up tomorrow. It'll be the host team from Lawrenceburg taking on the winner of this one. Originally scheduled for a 5 o'clock start. There's a chance that might get changed, maybe pushed back just a little bit. So 1 out. Tyler Russin, the batter. His birthday today. With the tying run at first. Torres is at second. First pitch from Kinsella is low for a ball.
And that is his 93rd of the day.
First real threat of the game against Kinsella. And Sarasota may be able to work him out of the game. Popped him up. Right behind second base in shallow center. Who's got it? It's a shortstop, barely. Steinhauer for the second out of the inning. And I believe Kinsella can at least get this batter started. So he might get out of this inning if he can retire the hitter.
So this will be his 95th pitch. According to the rules, once you start the batter, you can complete the batter at 95.
So Jason Scott will be the last hitter to face Shane Kinsella. Just a fantastic performance tonight for Shane Kinsella. Just 2 hits allowed, 1 coming in this inning. And that was to Torres, who was at second. Swing and a miss, big cut. Well, he's just been able to drop down 3/4 there and slide that one right in. It's very tough for the right-handed hitters to hit. Kinsella, eyes in.
California not holding the runner at first.
Time called for. Kinsella very deliberate, making sure he and Sugden are on the same page with their signs, with the runner at second. Just low. Count even at 1-1. So he has reached the threshold of 95 pitches. Now 96. 1-1. There's a strike. 1-2 to Jason Scott, who's walked and struck out today.
The confidence by Shane Kinsella to continue to throw the breaking ball in this situation is impressive.
And again, time called for. It's been a very slow-paced game, as we are now 8 minutes past 11 Central Time, local here to Lawrenceburg in southern Middle Tennessee. And time again as coach for California making sure he's got his defensive alignment. Came halfway to the, to the line there. 1-2. Way outside. 2-2.
Torres at second base got a huge secondary lead. Want to be aggressive, but not allow a throw behind you either.
So a 2-2 count with 2 outs, 2 runners on base. There go the runners. Popped out of play.
Both runners really got good jumps on that pitch. Hit might have scored 2.
Yep, that's why you do that. And they'll probably be doing it again. Two. And just a long time to get the signal in. And now Sugden calls time. They're obviously not on the same page. And oftentimes, Brad, you change your signals up or your trigger signal with the runner at second to try to throw them off, and sometimes you end up confusing your own pitcher.
Absolutely. The way he's throwing the breaking ball to the inside part of the plate, I don't know why you would throw anything else. He's located it for a strike.
He just like Crash Davis said, come on, serve it up.
Absolutely.
The 2-2. And he spins around, chases Torres back. There's a grounder. Foul.
Threw the breaking ball for a strike. Scott fouls it off. We'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men on.
There goes the runners. Hit to third. Gets through. Torres is going to score. And into third is Robertson. And that puts Florida on the board, and they've got life still as they now trail just 2-1.
Good at bat by Scott. Fought off a couple tough pitches. Really was not hit that hard, but bounces just over the glove of the third baseman, Jackson.
And they're going to, looks like, give an error to that.
And with that, we'll have a pitching change as Cancilla was over the limit. But a fine outing by the young man, scattering 2 hits.
And a rare error by California plates a run for Florida. Pitching change as Cancilla has reached the max. We'll tell you about it when we return. 2-1, your new score. California up on Florida, but Sarasota still threatening here in the top of the 6th. Back to Lawrenceburg in the World Series after this.
And Main Street Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
We're back in Lawrenceburg. Top of the 6th. Pitching change as Cancilla went 5 2/3 inning. Gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was unearned as it reached on an error, or rather as it scored on an error. And a runner at third and at first are his responsibility as Jaden Shepard will step on the mound for California, try to stem the tide. Sarasota trying to make a comeback here in the top of the 6th.
You mentioned it earlier, the Sarasota dugout is alive now. You can hear the fans starting to cheer again.
Nicholas Henry is your hitter. Throw over to first by Shepard. So Robertson at third, Scott is at first. And the hitter, Henry. Pitch. Just low. Umpire dancing, trying to get out of the way. Runner stay put. Fastball just fouled away by Henry, and the count even at 1-1.
Natalega in center, playing slightly shaded to the left side, leaving a big gap in right center.
Huge gap. Throw over to first. Back easily is Jason Scott.
With Shepard throwing just a bit faster, it appears, the right side seems like a natural fit.
So 2-1 count. Coming to Henry. Strike on the inside edge.
Nice location by Shepard with the fastball.
So runners at the corners. 2 outs, 2-2 count. California clinging to a 2-1 lead, top of the 6th. Florida threatening.
We've seen it several times where they put the runner in motion, try to get in a pickle play at second.
Line drive to center field. And it's going to get down past Batalega. 1 run will score, and stopping at second was Jason Scott. He may have missed the bag. I guess that's the only reason he went back. There were 2 outs, so.
He would have scored easily, but it does appear he missed the bag.
But Florida has tied it up as Robertson scores. But a base run mishap, and Batalega looks like he may be coming out. It doesn't appear to be for injury. It looks like he'll probably go warm up. Yep, that's what he's going to do. He just keeps on trotting down to the bullpen. So checking in for Dimitri Aaron for California.
So still a huge threat from Sarasota. Runners at second and third, 2 away. That ball was hit hard by the shortstop, Henry.
So Henry's at second. Jason Scott at third, who missed the bag at second, had to go back, and thus only made his way to third. Represents the go-ahead run here in the top of the 6th. Shepard from the stretch to Cade Nelson, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out, a swing and a miss, 0-1 the count. Time called.
I don't know how many batters have been granted time stepping out tonight.
There's been a lot.
That's one of those stats I would like to know because we've got to be near a record.
The 0-1 just missed outside. Taking a long time getting the signals into the catcher. And they peel down to first, and first base umpire says no. He checked his bat. 1-1.
Trying to think of the company. Elias needs to tell us how many times.
Right. Stats Inc., one of those, yep. Pitch outside, 2-1. Must be going through a long progression of signs. Time called once again. At 11:19. We're tied at 2, though. Hey, we got a good one here, folks. The 2-1. That one's in there for a strike. So we're staying up for this one with a chance to go to the World Series championship game. A lot riding on the line, and Coach Rob Million calls time. Want to make sure his player Nelson is mentally ready.
Nice recognition by the manager, Million. Coming up, talking to him. Nelson was visibly a little irritated by the breaking ball called strike.
And our Tournament World Series director, Tim Kuntz, still hanging around, just kind of in the background watching. He's got to be happy with this World Series. I hope so. There's a ground to the left side of the infield. Gets through. Florida takes the lead. Scott scores. Coming home is Henry. He's safe. And it's a 2-run Sarasota lead here in the top of the 6th.
Amazing. Cancilla kept this Sarasota team off balance all night. And now the bats have erupted. They've hit the ball hard a couple times. plated 4 runs, and that's going to be it for Jaden Shepard, as we're going to have another pitching change, it appears.
So Joey Batalega will be your new pitcher for California. So while he warms up, we'll take a quick break. Your new score, Florida 4, California 2, still in the top of the 6th. 2 outs. We'll be back to Lawrenceburg at the Babe Ruth World Series on X Sports TV right after this.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back. What a turn of events. Sarasota, Florida has plated 4 here in the top of the 6th, aided by 2 errors at third. A couple of hard hit balls. Those are tough errors, but
they're ones that players at this level expect themselves to make.
So Joey Batalega comes on. Try to stem the tide. The catcher, Owen Ayers, at the plate. He led off this inning. There are 2 outs. Time called. Florida has scored 4 runs on only 1 hit this inning.
And neither middle infielder giving much attention to Nelson. They will get a huge lead.
Foul tipped off the face mask of Sugden. Didn't blink on that one at all. 0-1 the count. Ayers looking for his first hit tonight. 0 for 2. Batalega, the right-hander, all speed, fouled away.
And in defense of Shepard, he gave up the 1 hard hit ball up the middle. The other 2 were well struck with the ground balls that you expect to have outs on. And, you know, as a reliever, that's your job, is come in and get some ground balls. It's not always to come in and strike out the side.
The 0-2. That's high, gets to the net. And on his way to third is Nelson. Just 90 feet away now.
Appeared that ahead 0-2. Batalega tried to reach back for a little extra on that pitch. The result, it sails into the backstop.
So 1-2 count now. It's Owen Ayers. Time called.
Would not be an at-bat without that right now.
I think the last 3 innings we've had almost every at-bat, at least with California in the field. Pitch lifted in shallow right center and stays in the infield. Actually, Pavlovi makes the play, but not before. Sarasota, Florida gets 4 runs on 1 hit, 2 errors, 1 runner left on base. New score, new ball game. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Florida 4, California 0. This is X Sports TV's coverage of the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Bottom of the 6th, and a new leader, Sarasota, Florida. 4 runs. Actually picked up 2 hits in that last inning. 4 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for Sarasota. 2 runs, 5 hits, and 2 crucial errors in that top half of the 6th for California. So Dylan Robertson still on the mound, 78 total pitches. He might be able to finish this if he can get a quick outing here. And up for Tri-Valley, California will be Steinhauer, followed by Pafalvi and Consilla, the 4, 5, 6 hitters.
Just like that, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 for the first 5 innings for Florida, and then put a 4 spot up. Ayers looking to throw it down, and no coverage at second. Is second and short are both talking to the second base umpire.
He just stood there with his hands on his hips like, come on, guys. Hello. Wake up. And you should wake up, too. Hey, tell your family members. Call a friend. Just like Stanley said in the first game. We got a tight one here. This is fun. 4-2 Florida. The winner moves on to the World Series championship game. As we sit right now, only 3 flags left. After this game, we'll have just 2. Pitch is in there for a strike. Will it be California and the Bear? Or will it be the white and red Florida flag flying here at Denver Trap Field and Tom Cruise Field? That pitch is misses for a ball, 1-1. Steinhauer.
JP, as you mentioned, the flags, all 10 teams had their state flag up to begin play. Really a neat tradition to remove the flags of the states as they are eliminated from bracket play.
The pitch misses high. 3-1. Yeah, each team brings their own flag to the World Series, and then they're prominently displayed. And here on the backs of the third base dugout of Denver Trap, at the first base dugout of Tom Cruise. So as you're walking between the 2 fields, the flags are right there. It's a nice setting. That pitch in there for a strike and a full count. Leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 6th.
Similar to that in Williamsport, where the Little League World Series takes place with Lamont and Volunteer Stadium.
Pitch is fouled away.
As they break into 2 divisions, they do alternate here in Lawrenceburg to where for the international and the U.S., they stay on the same field, I believe, until the semifinals.
Yeah, one's a lot bigger than the other. Is that right?
That is correct.
3-2, misses low.
Lamont Field is the showcase field. Volunteer Stadium is very nice. Please don't misunderstand what we're saying there, but Lamont is a special, special place when they pack 35 or 40,000 people in there.
So Coach Hardy comes out for Sarasota. Going to talk to Robertson as the leadoff hitter is on base, and Steinhauer. With the score, Florida leading now 4-2. Little House of Pain. I like that. A little coffee to go with that too, huh? So Hardy retreats to the dugout for Sarasota. Robertson out there. Sitting at 85 total pitches, and he'll be facing Luke Pafalvi. 1 for 2 with a single and a flyout tonight. And time asked for and received. California giving Florida a little taste of their own medicine, I guess, right?
You can only shake your head at certain things.
Nobody out. Runner at first. That pitch is low outside for a ball, 1-0. So California here in the bottom of the 6th, trying to fight back after giving up 4 in the top of the inning. They lost the lead for the first time tonight. The 1-0 at the knees, and we're even at 1-1.
Falvey represents a tying run potentially for California.
And stepping off now is Dylan Robertson. The 1-1. Popped into right field. Drifting foul. And just beyond the outstretched racing arms of Tyler Russin. He can cover a lot of ground, but not quite that much.
He's gotten to one over there tonight. That one was a little further foul.
So the count 1-2 to Luke Pafalvi. Slow chopper, but just foul. Steinhauer walked to lead off the inning. There are no outs. Being held on by Gibbs. There's the pitch, lifted into shallow left, and it's going to fall for a base hit. In front of Yonker, and on to second is Steinhauer. So a walk and a single. Runners at first and second for California, with no outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
And the manager from Sarasota coming out, which will indicate a pitching change, as that's the second visit of the inning. Robertson, 90 pitches on the evening now.
And of course, at this stage of the tournament, no need to try to wait to get to 95. You gotta, each pitch, each batter matters, as he gets a standing ovation from the Florida faithful here, and well deserved. Nice job, Dylan Robertson. We'll get his totals and tell you about the new pitcher coming up. We'll take a break. Florida leading 4-2, but California threatening here in the bottom of the 6th. No outs, 2 runners on base. We'll be back to Lawrenceburg in the Babe Ruth World Series on Exports TV in just a moment.
Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network.
We're back. Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. It's out of the Babe Ruth World Series. 11:35 Central on a Wednesday night. Semifinal night of the Babe Ruth World Series, and we've got a good one after an 11-inning marathon. Lawrenceburg, Tennessee over Janesville, Wisconsin. We've got a tight one here in Game 2. Sarasota, Florida up on Tri-Valley, California, 4-2. And Shane Kinsella, who pitched a great game for California. Pitched his max, tried to bunt. That one's fouled. And now faces an 0-2 count. The numbers on Dylan Robertson as we speak right now. 5 innings pitched, gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 was earned, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. But runners at first and second are his responsibility.
Not all that unsimilar from Florida's 4-run inning.
The 0-2 to Kinsella. Tried to bunt, and the home plate umpire says he did not pull it back, and it's a strike. And a 3rd strike, so the first out of the inning. And Kinsella now 0 for 2, but his day was done on the mound at his numbers. 5 2/3 innings, pitched 2 hits, 1 run. It was unearned, walked 2, and struck out 6. So a great performance, but finds himself down. It's California, trailing 4-2, 1 out, and the hitter is the catcher, Matt Sugden.
That was a huge out for Nelson.
Swing and a miss. Yeah, Cade Nelson, your new pitcher.
Was the extra hitter through the first 5 innings.
The 0-1. Sugden low, 1-1, I should say. The runner at second, Steinhauer, led off the inning with a walk. Pafalvi with a single. And that's when the pitching change was made. 4-2 Florida leading. The 1-1. Strike at the outside edge. Sugden tonight, 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. One, 2. Outside, gets past Ayers. Play it third, no throw. And a heads up running by Steinhauer. Pafalvi, though, stays at first. But Steinhauer now at third.
That keeps the double play intact for Sarasota, as Pafalvi did not move up to second base on the pass ball.
Steinhauer with a hard slide, walking it off over at third. He's all right. Sugden facing a 2-2 count with 1 out. Runners at the corners, 1 out in the inning. And a 4-2 game in favor of Florida. That one's high, 3-2.
Tying run stands at first in the form of Luke Pafalvi.
Slow chopper to third, on to second, and to first. They got 1 at second, missed the tag at third, and a high throw to first. So all of that and only 1 out. Runners stay at the corners.
That was a heads-up play by Scott, the third baseman.
Wow. And the second base umpire not allowing the Coach Batalega to come out and talk. So you have to talk to the home plate umpire. And now Coach Rob Million comes in for Sarasota, pulls his infield together. I don't know what he would have
I don't
argued
know if there was
about.
an argument there from our vantage point.
So either way, there are 2 outs, as it was a hot shot to third.
And really nice base running by Steinhauer.
Oh, yes.
I mean, on the chopper to third that took the third baseman, Scott, directly to the bag. He tried to apply the tag, but Steinhauer alertly races back to the base.
And we're going to have a pinch runner at first. Brad Kuchar in for Sugden. as that represents the tying run at first. There are 2 outs, and Josh Anderson will be your hitter, the lefty, facing Cade Nelson. Runner still at the corners. First pitch is low for a ball, 1-0.
Runner at first being held on.
Slow chopper to the left side of the infield. Up at third by Scott, on to first in time for the 3rd out of the inning. And Nelson pitches out of the jam. Runners at the corners with just 1 out, and California can't get them in. We've played 6. Your score still Florida 4, California 2. It's the semifinals. A trip to the World Series championship on the line. Last inning coming up, top of the 7th. We return to Lawrenceburg at the Babe Ruth World Series.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Daryl Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Back at the Parks Lumber Perch in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. J.P. Plant, Brad Nielsen with you from Denver Trap Field in Lawrenceburg. Semifinal nights, as we've already had one classic tonight. Lawrenceburg, the host team, winning in 11 innings, 4-3 on a bases-loaded walk over Janesville, Wisconsin, and they'll take on the winner of this one. So, Brad, just as you know, these two teams were kind of enjoying the extra innings, the extra work by the pitchers from the first game, I'm sure the Lawrenceburg faithful are enjoying seeing this one go till it may be close to midnight before it ends.
Absolutely.
Local time.
I was just speaking with someone, and they said, well, do you think it'll go 11 like the Lawrence County game and balance out all the pitching?
Shut your mouth.
I hope I don't see 2 o'clock in the morning here.
Oh, boy.
So I'm going to say that would be at least another 48 step-outs by the batter.
Yep.
If we go another 6 innings. So anyway, well-played game.
Yep.
A lot of fun tonight. For those of you joining us, glad you're with us. Tons on the line as both of these teams are battling for the right to play Lawrence County in your 2017 Babe Ruth World Series Championship game tomorrow.
Badalega, his first full inning of work here, start of the first inning for him. Grounder, Evan Gibbs off of Badalega onto first, and Joey does a nice job of not panicking and keeping it in front of him, get over to first for the first out of the inning.
Very athletic play by Joey. Fielding his position, knocks it down, finds the ball, step and makes a nice throw to first. One away.
So our hitter is pinch hitter Zachary Sparby. First at bat tonight. One out, nobody on base. That one nearly hits him. Oh, man, that hit his bat?
I think
Guess not.
It hit off the webbing of the glove just a bit, but that was almost in the ear hole.
The 1-0, swing and a miss.
Big cut by Sparby.
Brad, our intern Brian, is saying he could bring you a cot if you'd like. The 1-1 is high.
I don't think it would take that much.
No. You just do the morning show from here. What do you say?
There you go.
Well, The 2-1 to Sparby. Strike at the letters. Count even at 2-2. Badalega working quickly. A nod, a step, a kick, and a fire. Swing and a miss. And a strikeout for Badalega on Sparby. And there are 2 outs now in the top of the 7th.
Nice job by Badalega thus far in the inning. And we're going to have a visit. Yonker will come to the plate, the left fielder. And coaches, I believe this is father-son, Coach Badalega and Joey the pitcher. But wanted to talk to him about mechanics after the strikeout.
There you go. Well, every moment's a teaching moment, right? Youth baseball. 2 outs. Nobody on base. 4-2 your score. Florida over California. Top of the 7th. California will have one more chance. Line drive in left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Kinsella gets it in and keeps Brandon Yonker to a single. And a 2-out hit turns the order for Sarasota and Daryl Torres.
Nice piece of hitting by Yonker.
And Torres got the second hit of the game off Kinsella in the last inning and got the rally started for the Southeast champs. Quick throw back over to first. Back head first is Yonker. Joey Badalega on the mound. Big lead for Yonker, being held on by Anderson. Torres, the first pitch to him, lifted into center field, and it's going to fall for a base hit.
Went down and hit the low pitch right back up the middle. Nice piece of hitting by Torres.
So a 2-out rally. For Sarasota, Florida.
Mac Brown Photographers still capturing all the great moments of this game so that parents, grandparents, family, friends can go and purchase those. MacBrownPhoto.com.
Yeah, they've been here all week, every pitch. They haven't missed anything. The 1-0 to Dylan Robertson popped out of play. Count even at 1-1.
You can also email them info@macbrownphoto.com as well.
1-1. Neither runner being held on. There's a strike to Robertson. 1-2. So Yonker at second. Who singled to left. Torres at first, who singled to center. Both with 2 outs. A 4-2 lead for Florida. Joey Badalega, and time called by the hitter Robertson.
Good speed in the left fielder Yonker at second base. Also Torres at first with good wheels.
All speed dug out of there by Sugden. Counts even at 2-2. We are in the top of the 7th. 4-2 your score. Florida leading California. Winner gets Lawrenceburg, Tennessee tomorrow. The World Series championship. Throw back now. They've got him in a rundown between third and short. And he falls down, does Yonker, for the 3rd out of the inning. So Batalega picks him up and gets the out. And a last chance for California. They trail by 2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. The Babe Ruth World Series in Lawrenceburg back on Exports TV after this.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network.
Fans from South Florida, the Southeast champs, Sarasota, picking up their team as they head out into the field, and they have a 2-run advantage and are 3 outs away from advancing to the World Series championship game tomorrow against the hosts from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Ironically, Brad, that would be a rematch of the Southeast Regional Final from a year ago. I think it was Greenville, North Carolina. As Sarasota defeated Lawrenceburg in the regional final and sent the South Florida champs to the World Series. But Tri-Valley, California, this team, 13-year-old champs, 14-year-old champs. They're not going to go away easily. And it will be Patrick Gallagher followed by Trevor Jackson, top of the order, and then Joey Batalega. And they'll be facing Cade Nelson.
There's a lot of pedigree in both of these programs.
Absolutely. 4-2 your score. First pitch from Nelson. Misses low for a ball, 1-0 to Patrick Gallagher, 0 for 2 tonight. Line drive and a fly out. From the stretch is Nelson. High kick and pitch catches the outside edge, 1-1.
With the 2-run lead, the last thing you want if you're Sarasota is a walk.
Pitch outside, 2-1.
Gallagher, a left-handed hitter for California.
Inside, 3-1. And Jason Scott going to come to the mound, and a couple of words of encouragement for his pitcher, Cade Nelson.
No action in either bullpen. As soon as I say it, there they go from the Sarasota side.
The 3-1 over for a strike. A pale pitch coming to the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 7th. Patrick Gallagher, the pitch from Nelson. Lifted foul out of play. So we'll do it again. All speed outside and a leadoff walk to Patrick Gallagher in California.
I believe that is Mason Payne warming up in the Sarasota bullpen.
So top of the order, Trevor Jackson, also a lefty. Luke Hanford holding on the runner at first. The pitch from Nelson. Inside for a ball, 1-0. 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Florida. 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for California. The pitch. Outside edge for a strike, 1-1. There's There's a strike on the outside edge. And it's 1-2. The 1-2. Ground to the left side, gets through. And a leadoff walk and a single, nobody out. And the tying run is on base at first for California. And Coach Hardy for Sarasota going to make a trip to the mound. We do have action in the bullpen. You said Payne, right? Payne is out there, so we'll see if he comes on in now or not. So bottom of the 7th, 4-2 your score. Gallagher led off with a walk here in the bottom of the 7th. Then Trevor Jackson with that base hit puts runners at first and second. Nobody out. And the hitter, Joey Batalega. 2 for 3 tonight. Pair of singles.
Batalega's put some nice swings on the ball tonight.
And Boot Hanford not holding on Jackson at first. From the stretch, Nelson. Squared around, lays it down. A great bunt and nowhere to go. Batalega just dropped it like a soft raindrop. Down the line at third base, and they're loaded with no outs in the bottom of the 7th.
What beautiful execution of the bunt.
Wow.
So that will bring Jaden Shepard to the plate for California.
Pitch lifted into left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Gallagher will score. Rounding third is Jackson. Sliding around the tag. We're tied.
What a turn of events. Shepard ends up at second base. Nice piece of hitting. Center fielder came up, made a strong throw to the plate, but not in time. And Batalega and Shepard high-fiving between second and third as there's a visit to the mound.
I tell you, what a night here, semifinal night at the Babe Ruth World Series. We already had an 11-inning marathon where Lawrenceburg, Tennessee came out on top over Janesville, Wisconsin. And here we sit tied at 4 in the bottom of the 7th. And the winning run is just 90 feet away at third in the form of Joey Batalega. Wow, what a night.
Amazing. So we're going to have a pitching change. It's going to be number 2, Nick Henry, the short. He started at shortstop tonight. I don't want to say shortstop, but started there tonight. Will come in, no outs, runner at second and third. So, JP, my question is, do you walk the bases loaded before you do anything?
I think you almost have to.
I don't understand why you would not bring the force play in at home, as the winning run is 90 feet away in the form of Joey Batalega with really good speed. You're going to have to bring the infield in order to cut him down at the plate.
Corey Steinhauer will be your hitter. He's 0 for 1 tonight, but hits on the left side. So Florida was held scoreless until the top of the 6th, where they got 4 runs to take the lead after California with a run in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd. The defending world champs from Tri-Valley have answered back here in the bottom of the 7th with 2 runs, a walk, a single, a bunt, and a single. Have put runners at 2nd and 3rd as Shepard went there on the throw to home. And still nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. And a pitching change in Nicholas Henry for Sarasota, Florida.
Yeah, I would not be at all surprised by a squeeze play here. Worst case is the guy's tagged out at home. Shepard moves from 2nd to 3rd. Still the winning run at 3rd with 1 out.
Infield is in for Sarasota. At least they appear that most of them will be.
If they don't, well, even if they put him on with no outs, you have to bring everybody in. Outfield will have to play very shallow as well.
And they have moved in.
Because they will be looking to throw home on a fly ball to the outfield. Anything hit even medium depth right now with Batalega at 3rd is going to be late on the throw, I would assume.
So let's see if they pitch to Corey Steinhauer. And they will not. They will issue an intentional walk to Steinhauer to load him up. And that makes the force play at home. And Luke Pavolvi steps to the plate. No outs, bottom of the 7th. We're tied at 4. Winner moves to the World Series championship game tomorrow. As we are 3 minutes past midnight Central Time. Hello, Thursday morning. From the stretch. Henry. First pitch misses low. We've already seen one game in on a bases loaded balk in the bottom of the 11th. Lawrenceburg defeating Wisconsin. Will it happen here? The 1-0. Strike on the outside edge.
Nice job by Henry battling back, even it at 1-1.
Nick Henry on the mound from the windup. All speed and just getting a piece of it was Pavolvi. And now ahead of the count is Henry. And if you're Sarasota, you got to get a strikeout. That's the best thing for you right here. The 1-2. Curved inside, just missed. 2-2.
Going from the windup is allowing Batalega and Shepard both to get really aggressive leads. A chopper is going to be hard to cut them down at the plate.
Slow grounder to short. Coming home. It's a bad throw. California wins.
What a finish.
The throw from Jason Scott maybe rushed it just a bit. And California in the bottom of the 7th comes back with 3 runs. And they will once again head to the World Series Championship, where they will take on the host from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. And Sarasota's World Series comes to an end. What a game, what a night.
Fantastic effort by all the young men on both teams. You love to see the sportsmanship after a game like that was so hard fought. It's what sports are all about.
So we'll keep it right here. Well, I tell you, it'll take them a little bit to get lined up. We'll take a quick break, and we'll have a Ron Tellefson players of the game coming up right after this. Your final score, California wins it 5-4 over Sarasota, Florida. They'll take on Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the championship game tomorrow. And we'll have it for you here on Exports TV.
All the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Daryl Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
An exciting one here in the second semifinal. California comes back at the bottom of the seventh, wins at 5-4. Let's go to public address announcer Bill Phillips for tonight's Ron Tellefson Players of the Game.
Every child has the opportunity to play this great game of baseball. Congratulations to our outstanding players this evening. Presenting the award is Mr. Ben Method. Ben is a board member of Babe Ruth League here in Lawrenceburg. He is sort of the go-to guy on the technical side, and he is the only guy that is young enough to still be able to be awake at this hour of the evening. Thank you, Ben. The player of the game for Florida is Cade Nelson. And the player of the game for California is Jaden Shepard.
So Cade Nelson for Florida and Jaden Shepard for California are your Ron Tellefson Players of the Game. So an exciting evening to say the least.
Two really good ball games tonight. Could not have asked for any better or closer games. One-run games, two semifinals, and now the championship set.
Yes, it is. And I tell you what, Brad, if you'll step next door and double check on our time tomorrow to see if they've made a decision. It's scheduled for 5 o'clock, but with the late game tonight and maybe Lawrenceburg, we'll see what they've got going on. While he does that, I will go through some stats for you as we look at first the Southeast champs from Sarasota tonight as they fall 5-4. Daryl Torres 2 for 3 with a run scored. It was Dylan Robertson 0 for 2 with a run scored. 1 for 3 for Tyler Russin, 0 for 2 for Jason Scott. Nick Henry 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Cade Nelson 0 for 3. Tonight, it was Owen Ayers 0 for 3, as was Evan Gibbs 0 for 1 for Zach Sparby. Brandon Yonker 1 for 2, and Alec Boot-Hanford 0 for 1. Mason Payne 0 for 1 tonight for Sarasota, Florida. For Tri-Valley, California, they win at 5-4. Trevor Jackson 1 for 4 with an RBI. It was Joey Batalega 3 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. Jaden Shepard 3 for 4. Batalega scored twice. Shepard drove in 2 runs. Corey Steinhauer 0 for 1 with an RBI. It was Luke Pafalvi 2 for 4 with a run scored. Shane Kinsella 0 for 2. Brad Kuchar got in the game as a pinch runner. Josh Anderson 0 for 3 tonight. Patrick Gallagher 0 for 2 with a run scored. And Matt Sugden 0 for 2 tonight for Tri-Valley, California, as they move on for the third time, Brad, for this team in the championship game. 13s they won it, 14s they won it. They're back again, and they get the host from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee tomorrow night. And for the second time at this World Series in Lawrenceburg, it's a host Lawrenceburg versus California.
Absolutely. And by virtue of both of those teams going through pool play undefeated, home field advantage will be determined by a coin flip, as neither team had a loss. So we've played a week's worth of baseball, 24 games, and the number 1 seeds out of both pools advance.
Yep.
That's all you can ask for.
Yep. So they will do a coin toss. It may have already happened, or it may happen tomorrow morning or tomorrow before they play. But either way, they'll have a coin toss to see who is the home team or who gets to pick first. Really, there's no reason you wouldn't select home.
Correct.
But that's how that will work. They will flip a coin to see where they will be in the dugouts tomorrow. And as we saw 2 years ago, California and Lawrenceburg, and it paid off for California. They won it in the bottom half of their inning. Could have been reversed if Lawrenceburg was the home team, so it was that kind of game, and no reason to expect that we won't see that again. Now, looking at pitching for California as we move forward, so tonight we had Shane Kinsella, who pitched 95, or actually pitched 101, I think, collectively. Obviously, he will not be there. And then we had, who came in there?
Shepard.
Shepard, is that
Came in
right?
at one point.
Yeah, Shepard came in.
Did not
he
throw very many pitches.
No,
so.
he was under 45. And then Batalega tonight, 1 2/3 inning. I don't think he hit 45 either. So, I think they'll have pretty much everybody except Kinsella tomorrow at first glance for California. We know for Lawrenceburg that Logan Parrott will be out, as will Blade Tidwell. But everybody else is going to be available for Lawrenceburg. So it should be fun tomorrow. 5 o'clock, you got confirmation. The game will be at 5 o'clock tomorrow right here at Denver Trap. So we'll be on the air. Probably we may go about 15 minutes prior to that tomorrow here on Exports TV to get the pregame going and to get you ready for what should be an entertaining game. So as we are winding up at 12 minutes past 12. So, some nearly 7 hours after we started tonight at 5:30, we had a 30-minute lightning delay, 11-inning game, and then a thriller here in our second game tonight. Overall, the day for you, what's your takeaway from semifinal day here at the Babe Ruth World Series?
Lawrenceburg fell behind in the first game. California led throughout. Got to the top of the 6th, fell behind and came back and kept fighting. All 4 teams in the semifinals trailed, battled back, valiant efforts, and tomorrow should just be unbelievable. Both teams know what's on the line. They know what they can do. They know they can score runs in bunches. So neither team will be out of the game regardless of what happens the first 2 or 3 innings. Should be a thrilling finish to a great tournament. Expect a huge crowd tomorrow with Lawrenceburg, the host, being in the tournament. So should be a lot of fun. Everyone get some rest and be back with us tomorrow night.
That's right. It's going to be fun. We'll be here tomorrow, and we'll have our full force, our full crew of what feels like thousands at time here at Exports Radio and Exports TV. Brad, this was fun. And I tell you, the 2 games tonight collectively, just a lot of fun. It's been a long World Series. Of course, game 24 tonight, but the adrenaline of this was a lot of fun, and we appreciate you guys staying up with us tonight and watching some Babe Ruth baseball live from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. And as we get ready for a championship Thursday at the Babe Ruth World Series. Thanks for tuning in to Exports TV's coverage of the 15-year-old Babe Ruth World Series, where your final score, California wins it 5-4 over Sarasota, Florida, in advance to the championship game. For Brad Nielsen, I'm J.P. Platt, reminding you to join us tomorrow about 4:45 as we get ready for a 5 o'clock first pitch for the World Series championship between the host of Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, and the defending World Series champs, Tri-Valley, California, right here on your home for the Babe Ruth World Series, Exports TV. Until then, good night, good morning, depending on where you are, from Denver Trap Field and the Babe Ruth World Series in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.